You know what? I could be feeling like shit, but when I do this, I feel fucking good. Yeah, I feel really, really good. Hello, 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 hi, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Asherah, and welcome again to my PhD journey, where I'm exploring dissociative identity disorder / psychosis with conscious expansion, blending the 3D academic world with my 5D spiritual practices. I'm also training to be a shamanic practitioner and bringing my gifts as a clairvoyant and medium. So as we dive in, please note that when I am channeling spirit, which is all the time, these insights are personal and spiritual. They are not clinical. While I do have academic training in mental health at PhD level, this journey is about my authentic multidimensional exploration. So let's embark on this journey together and uncover the intersections of science and spirit. So I've Saturday today, in fact let me timestamp. Saturday the 13th of December 2025, and it's 12:28 p.m. in the UK. So I just had to stick on an eyelash, so I need to just redo them all. Why am I saying it? Why? Because I got sticky eye, for God's sake. So there's a couple of things. There's a lot of things that I'm getting rushed with that I want to talk about. So first thing I want to talk about is the PhD. What do you want to say about the PhD? That I'm considering I'm in two minds about my PhDs at the moment. I'm not in two minds about my PhDs. I'm in two minds about whether or not I should officially apply again for my PhD. That's what I'm in two minds about, because part of me just wants to do it my way, and this is absolutely okay with me. And the part of it wants to go down the academic route too. I think it's ego though. I really do. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way, but I do think it might be ego. I think it might be my ego that wants the qualification, because I promised myself by the time I was 40 I would have my PhD. I'm not sure if it is ego. I'd like to think that it's not ego, but at the same time I can understand why it would be ego. Because at the end of the day, spiritually, what is a PhD? Do you know what I mean? What is a PhD anyway? What is a qualification? It doesn't matter. Yeah, if you have Gnostics and from inner self anyway, that's much more beneficial. That's much more credibility, or credible rather, than a PhD. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on with it, but I don't know. Because basically, I want to do this PhD in mental health, and I want to do more of a PhD in AI. And both of them excite me equally. That's what the problem is. I feel like doing two at the same time, if I'm honest with you. And I'm like, sometimes I take too much on. Sometimes I just I take too much on, and I need to stop it. You know what I mean? Because I've still got a level 3 wine tasting course to complete. You know what I mean? So if I'm bored, I need to be getting on with that. Which I am going to, because I see myself studying it. It's like I'm studying it without even opening the book. I can see the chapters. And I do know the chapters because I have opened and looked in the book, obviously, but there's an inner studying. I don't know. I'm just going to roll with it. I'm going to roll with it. My course is paid for. I can book it anytime. So I'm just going to roll with it. 2026. Watch this space. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going off subject. No, you're not. Okay. All right. Wine tasting. Okay. So that's my level 3. Spirit wants me to talk about some of the stuff that I've been doing with my granddad. So I've mentioned on some of my other prior videos that my granddad passed away in 2015. He is in spirit. He is with me. He does communicate with me. When he was alive, we had a really, really good relationship in the 3D. And that relationship has only got stronger in the 5D. When he first died, though, because we were talking about this the other day, because they were showing me images of me seeing myself going through it. And when my granddad was dying, when he was literally on his deathbed and we were all at the house, I was saying to him that it's okay for him to go now, Granddad, because I was so confident that I was going to see him in the spirit world, because I see ghosts anyway. And my granddad was the first person in the family to die. So none of us have really experienced death before my granddad. Like, obviously extended family has passed away, but our circle, Nanny and Granddad, 5 Pitney turned into 26 grandchildren, 26 grandchildren turned into 60 something, probably 70 great grandchildren by now. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, in our circle of family, yeah, our extended inner circle family, because my God, I was in school in Jamaica with my 7th cousin. Do you know what I mean? Like, the cousins run far and wide. I have a very extensive, ridiculous size family on my mum's side. And I have about 28 first cousins on my dad's side. So I've got over 50 first cousins, never mind second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, you know. So anyway, but why am I going off subject? We was all at my granddad's house when he was passing away on his deathbed. Okay, that's where I want to go, and this is 2015. So I was telling my granddad that it's okay for him to go because I was so confident that I was going to see him in the 5th dimension anyway. You know what I mean? And we were going to hook up and we were going to spend time together and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, when he did take his last breath at the house, I remember going into the bathroom in my granddad and nanny's house, which is like the last room on the first floor, on the ground floor, I should say. So you gotta, if you're coming from the front of the house, you go front room, which is the nice living room. Then you pass where the basement is, in a little corridor thing. Then you come into the living room. Then you have to go through the living room to get into the kitchen, and then from the kitchen to the bathroom. So it's a long, you know what I mean, stretch. So anyway, I've gone through all of that, and I've ended up in the bathroom, and I've used the toilet, and I'm now washing my hands, and I'm standing up in front, and I've got like a vanity mirror on the wall, and I'm looking in the mirror as I'm washing my hands, and as I do that, I feel this energy. I feel this energy. I can only describe it like, they're saying to me magnetic energy, but what is magnetic energy? I mean, we are magnetic energy beings, yes. But in this pure form of what it had come in, it was like a ball of electricity, and that's what it felt like close to me. Like it burned in an electric kind of way. So you know how fire will burn in a heat way? This burned in an electric way, like I was getting almost like electrocuted. It was like shocking, you know, like these shock waves at the side of me. And I don't know why now I'm seeing it in a colour format, you know, like all of the ancestor colours of pastel blues, pinks, yellows, greens, all twirling around together at the side of my head. But I just remember at the time feeling this very, very intense electrical feeling of some type of entity at the side of me, to the point where it was pressuring, like it felt like my brain was being compressed. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I was being squeezed down in myself. Like the pressure was immense. Like I remember thinking, fuck, I cannot even take this. You know what I mean? Like this was immense electrical pressure. I remember feeling like, fuck, is that you, Granddad? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whereas now, in 2025, I believe it was my granddad. You know what I mean? But because his energy was in such, I'm going to say a pure form, it was unbearable, man. Real talk, it was unbearable. It felt like some of the times when I've been in my bed and been attacked by astral beings, and the energy has felt like I've been fucking electrocuted by a car battery or something. Like it felt like that, but just here, just covering this bit of my head and this bit of my shoulder, and then all that in between. That's what this pressure energy, electric, bloody fucking, whatever it was, felt like. And then after that, I never felt nothing like that again for a good few years, you know. And I remember in those years, because I took a call from my auntie in Jamaica. Some things were happening to me spiritually, and I called my auntie in Jamaica. I can't even remember the nitty gritty of it all, you know, but there was something that I had to ask her. My aunt, we call her Miss Cooley. She's my nan's sister. I stayed with her in Jamaica when I visited, when I was 15. And she was telling me, you know what, whatever the problem was that I brought to her, I feel like it was something about my ex-husband, you know. You know, when little drips and drabs start to come in, but I don't wanna lie. I don't wanna tell no lie, so I won't say 100%, but something in a something. Why is it coming to me now, Grandad? Anyway, I'm saying to her something, and she's saying to me, we've got one cousin in America, and she's good with these things. I'm gonna send you her number, and you call her. I remember agreeing to her sending me the number, but also having this inner conversation with myself. I had to say, why is she stretching me so far? What's the introduction for? And I remember calling the cousin in America. I cannot even remember the full incident. I must can remember. And spirit knows, because I'm getting bits and bobs. Because even at the time when I was on the phone to her, I was getting visions of where she was. And that's what's coming through. I remember talking to this woman about something and feeling like, either I know more than this, or what I know is truer than what she's saying, or is more correct, I should say, than what she's saying. So just take what she's saying with a pinch of salt. You understand me? Something in a something anyway. Anyway, let me go back to my granddad. So I remember around that time asking my granddad, how comes I don't feel you? How come you don't come and chat to me? I thought that it was going to be a case where me and you was going to sit down every day and chat and reason. So what, go on? It's been a good couple of years and you haven't come through. Like, have I done you something? I'm talking to spirit, but I'm trying to connect with my granddad and find out what's going on. So this is around, if he died 2015, 16, yeah, 2016, big things were going on between me and such man. I was ready to leave him. I'd gone and registered myself in a homeless shelter for domestic abuse women, and I was 8 months pregnant with my 5th child to bomber clot, and he was in hospital going through heart surgery, open heart surgery to bomber clot, and I was drowning, man. I was underwater. I was like, fucking hell. Yeah, true. I did phone Miss Cooley. It was definitely about such man, something in a something. And what this woman told me, what I knew was more correct. Why am I having this for? Why am I going down this road? What's the significance? Because it's got nothing to do with the fucking video that I've put on. But something in a fucking something, man. Something in a fucking something. Why did Miss Cooley send me to that woman? Why did that woman tell me what she told me? And what is the significance to what Granddad's trying to tell me now? Is Granddad's just bringing in his cousin? What is her name? Miss what? I tried to remember her name, the other day, and I couldn't say it. And he's trying to tell me, and I still can't pick up the blood clot name. I want to say it begins with a W, and I keep saying Miss Wilkes, and it's not Miss Wilkes. I know it's not Miss Wilkes. I don't think it had a cut in it. Oh my God, what is her name? All he's giving me is images of him and his... My granddad had a cousin in the UK, And when he come to stay with me, he told me about his cousin, how him and her was close. You get what I'm trying to say? And he would love to see her. And I said, you know what, Granddad, if you want to see her, I'm going to drive you there. So we found out where she lived. He got the address and everything. And she only lived around the corner from me. She lived in Sutton. Imagine, I told her the family is huge. She lived around the corner from me in Sutton Coldfield. We live in the same blood clot area. So we've gone to her house. I sat there and watched my granddad and his cousin. These are elders, obviously. And I watched them become 2 children on the city together, laughing and reminiscing about their childhood in Jamaica. And I laughed and I laughed and I laughed so much with them. Like, I felt so spiritually connected. Like, literally from that day, I never stopped check for the woman. And the thing is, one of the women's children come there, who's a big woman, my mum's age. And she was like, but I know you live in Sutton. I talk to your mum all the time. And I was like, what? Then I end up seeing the woman again because I'm taking my kids to this private tutor's house that lives in like a gated community. and her grandson is coming out. So she clocks me, and she looks at me, and I look at her. But this is before this situation, to be fair. But you see, so I'd seen her the first time when I went to tutor, but now this time I knew her because I'd seen her at her mum's house, and knew that this woman was family. And she's picking up her grandchildren again as I'm dropping my boys off to their tutor, to the tutor woman's house. And she's called to me, and we've said hello, and we've caught up. But the joke is that their oldest sister and my mum are both called Janet, and they're good cousins. And then the third sister is close cousins with my mum's youngest sister, Leslie. So they all grew up close. I just didn't know that as a grandchild. Do you know what I mean? So it was really beautiful to find out, you know, the connections, that these weren't just some strangers that might, you're not strangers, but you know, like, because the family is big, you're constantly meeting family members, isn't it? But there was history here. Like, there's always history, I guess, in family. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say I didn't realise how close there was. Not just in Jamaica, but here in the UK, they were also close. Because obviously at the time I was just listening to their stories about Jamaica. You know what I mean? But actually their friendship and connection had span on for years outside of Jamaica. And me taking my granddad there was literally just a reunion from all of these previous years that they'd had together. And it was just amazing. It really was. You know what I mean? She's a lovely woman. She had a son that died from had motor neuron disease, where you started to lose all your functions till you can't eat and you can't breathe and you literally suffocate. It's horrible. Horrible, man. As a mother to go through that. I really felt for her and her sisters. I mean, her daughters, I should say. Anyway, going off subject again. Granddad, you're killing me. You're really killing me. So what you're saying? So anyway, yes. So at this time, I wasn't connecting with my granddad. And then at that time when I was asking during the phone call, the time around the phone call to Miss Cooley, I had a message come through from Spirit saying to me why my granddad wasn't around at the moment. And it says to me it's because he's going through his own lessons in the dimension that he's in. He's settling. You know, he's coming to terms with his new situation, his new body, his new astral self, his new whatever self, his new whatever mission, whatever. But he was getting settled in to the role. I don't know, something so, yeah. That's what it was telling me. So that made me know to just have patience. And then I think it was 2017, 18. I was driving to, no, I wasn't driving to Boots at the time, but at the time I was listening to something on the radio, an advertisement by Boots, which is the large pharmacy in the UK, saying that they're offering free hearing test. And I was saying to myself, I should go. Because all my life, my mum has said that I'm deaf, and like telling the teachers to sit me at the front of the class. But she'd never actually says to me, yeah, you're deaf. She just said you got a hearing problem. But not that I'd been tested or anything like that. So growing up, I didn't even consider it, to be fair. It wasn't something that concerned me. I know that there was certain things that I felt like I couldn't hear, but it wasn't. It was more like so, you know, when people it's so I got here. You know, when people whisper. You know, when people lean in to whisper to you to tell you something that they don't want nobody else to hear. And it happens in education a lot, because as teachers, we're surrounded around students, aren't we? And you can't let the students know what's going on. So you have to whisper with your staff members, and I can't hear that tone very well. So I'll be nodding and saying yeah, and I don't know if I've actually heard you. It's Spirit that comes in and tells me what was said, if it's something I need to know. You know what I mean? So because Spirit's always coming and giving me the information, or sometimes I've said the wrong fucking thing and I fuck something up 100%, but it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? I've just come to terms with it. So anyway, I was saying to myself, I'm going to go to Boots. I did end up going to Boots. I was deaf in this ear, and I definitely did need a hearing aid. So I'm like in my 30s with a hearing aid. I'm 44 now. Anyway, point being, at that time, I was driving down that road. I don't know why I told you that, you know, because that story, that radio happened in the day. And now when they're telling me what Granddad told me, is it nighttime or is it daytime for true? Whenever, anyway. Granddad's giving me a message saying that there's something wrong with Nanny's arm. Yeah? and that Nanny needs some help. So I says to him, that's no problem. I'll go up to Nanny and Nanny's tomorrow, because I was on my way somewhere, and I'll find out what I go on. But I phoned her that same time. I phoned her in the car, and she says to me that her arm was playing up. She says to me that when she was at work one time, because she used to do care work, one of the patients fell on her, or she tried to lift them and they come back down on her. Something happened anyway, and this arm, or one of the arms, got damaged, and it ripped something, but she never really got it sorted out at the time. Either she never got it sorted, was it that she never got it sorted out? I want to say she never got it sorted out at the time. That's what I'm going to say. So she needed to have some work on it now, because it had started to give her serious problems. You know what I mean? Kind of, you said something else to me about Nanny, but I can't remember what it was. When I say I can't remember, I just heard them say there was something else, but I can't pick up on what the something else was right now at this time. But I feel it energetically too, that there was something else. There's something about Nanny's arm. Nanny needs help, and something else. I don't know why I'm going off into this tantrum today, you know. It's not where I thought this conversation was going to go, but I'm just going to go with it. Anyway, that was the time when my granddad spoke to me, but it was to give me a message about my nan. Yeah? So then a few more years passed. And don't get me wrong, I'm getting downloads through spirit, but it weren't granddad. It was like little messages. So in 2015, I went to this open psychic night where there's different mediums and psychics. I used to go to the centre anyway. It used to be called Asherah. It's where I did my Reiki level 1 and some of my level 2 with the manager there, who's been in the esoteric world for like 50 years. She's so old, but she's so active at the same time. So anyway, she put on an event, and it was this psychic night. And this woman was given a message, but the message was a little bit all over the place to begin with. But when she said certain things like sunflowers, a Taube hat, not a Taube hat, sorry, that was the shamanic reader. Sunflowers and some other stuff, let's just say. I felt like it was for me. Do you understand where I'm coming from? But at the time, I didn't feel comfortable taking it for me, because there was a lot of people in the crowd that felt that it was their message, and I was like, well, if they think it's their message, then it can't be everybody's message. Do you know what I mean? I was in that kind of frame of mind at the time. But at the time when she said the sunflowers, it stayed with me, because that's been my signature with my granddad. When he died, I put sunflowers on his grave. They told me to put sunflowers on his grave. So when we communicate in a non-kind of verbal or emotional way, it will be sunflowers. Bronwyn, she always has sunflowers on her previous reading. She's in some different location at the moment, so this one doesn't. But if you look at the one underneath, because that's what I'm looking at now, is the sunflowers. I'm going off in so much random places till I'm having to ask myself, is this a PhD reading or a shamanic reading? And I don't know whether or not it's because I've connected with my shamanic teacher this morning, and we've been going over the itinerary for January, and I'm in this energy of all of that. I don't know whether or not that's what's drawing me across, but I can't seem to get onto this level where I'm supposed to be showing you this video on the TV, which has got nothing to do with the things that I'm talking about, but it has, because the thing on the TV has got to do with my granddad. Thank you, Spirit. My granddad. So my granddad has been talking to me for a while, yeah? And I mentioned on some of the other previous videos back that my granddad come to me last week, and he was like, right, we're going to get some stuff done. And I says to you that I've been getting some paperwork done for him. And I picked up the paperwork, and I said I didn't want to show you the front, I'll show you the back. And today they want me to show you the front, but I didn't want to show you his name, and I still don't want to show you his name. But they're telling me to show you. It says on here, Wilbur Anderson probate forms, the 3rd of the 12th, 2025. Because my granddad's telling me that I need to sort out his business. And even though when I said that I felt this little wave come over me, because I'm a pitney at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, there's a part of that wave that feels like, as a pitney, I don't have no right to sort out my granddad's business. But my granddad is saying no. There's nothing found in probate. When people die, their assets and everything are supposed to be put through probate. My granddad died 10 years ago. He made 2 children his executives. And it seems like there's nothing being put in probate according to probate registers. And then when you look on land register, there's no information on land register about my granddad's stuff either. So what's been going on for 10 years? What's been going on for 10 years? This is what my granddad tried to get me to work on back in 2022. I'm telling him, Granddad, because I'm in court myself with 2 cases back to back. I don't even have capacity right now. Plus I was working. And I had I got the 5 children. You know what I mean? But we will get it sorted out, and now is the time. So anyway, I'm getting ready to sort out because it's Saturday today. I'm just stopping in to clean. I want to put a new bath seal on the bath, you know what I mean, and do some bits and bobs around the place, change my bed sheets and So, there's a reading that was just on, and then this one coming. In fact, I was watching one of my own videos. That's what it was. I was watching one of my last video, 93. Yeah. It just come up on the YouTube thing, and I thought, you know what? Let me just see what I go on, and I'm the only person to view it. Yeah. But I wanted to just see. I wanted to see myself. In fact, you know what I will say? I'm going off subject a little bit. Please forgive me. I enjoyed watching myself, and it's probably it's not the first time I've enjoyed myself, because I do enjoy myself. I do actually enjoy watching myself. You know what I mean? Like, the things that I say make me feel quite emotional because it's my story and I'm hearing it. And it makes me look at myself. I'm looking at myself as in my body actions, my body language. I'm listening to the things that I'm saying, but I'm also remembering the thought and the feeling that I was having at the time when I was saying what I was saying. It's like I'm tapped in. It doesn't matter which video I'm watching. It doesn't matter how far back I go. I can remember what I was thinking and feeling at that time when I was watching the video. And then because I can remember what I was thinking and feeling, I'm able to analyze that thought and feeling now in the future from that self to want to see whether or not I still feel the same, or if I feel different, where growth has happened, where there has been no growth, where stillness needed to take place, or where ascension has catapulted me so far forward I don't even recognize myself on the video. It's just so interesting. That's all I'm saying. So going back to Granddad, there's some bullshit going on. 10 years, there's no record in probate. 10 years, there's no land registry. So who's in the house? So I drove up to the house. Spirit told me to drive up to the house last week. And when I drove up to the house last week, the curtains and everything in the house still look like my nan's. But on Zoopla, I seen that the house next door, which belonged to my auntie, one of my mum's sisters, got sold in 2023. My nan and granddad's house that they've had for years and years before I was born has never been sold. And because it was bought during the Wingwash times, you didn't have land registry in them days. I think land registry come in around 1999. Don't quote me on that. But in the UK, land registry come in at a certain time. So it will say on the land registry documentations that they've sent me that it usually means when there's no land registry that the house was purchased before a time and hasn't been sold since. So that's why there's no land data. But in order to sell a house, in order to sell a property in the UK, there has to be land registration. So that means the property should have gone through probate, and during the process of it going through probate, land registry would have been informed and the property would have been registered on the land register. So now the property can go up for sale. That hasn't happened. The house and everything else is still in limbo because probate hasn't happened. But why hasn't it happened? What has stopped probate from moving forward? Who has stopped probate moving forward? And why have they stopped probate moving forward? Now, I told you, I was getting downloads from a long time that the people then responsible for the probate was already helping themselves to certain funds long before my granddad passed away. And then when my auntie confirmed this to me, she turned around and says to me, at my nan and granddad's house, she says to me, Asha, this is what I know. She said, this is what I know, or this is what I believe. Let's call it what she believed, because I don't know if she knew. But she said this is what she understood then. Grandad was sitting down in Grandad's chair where he normally sits, which is near the stairs, coming down from upstairs into the living room, the back room, I should say. And there's a little chair that is there too, because there's enough space for the stair, coming down the stairs, a little chair. And Grandad, there's always a little stool or something there in it, so you can sit next to Grandad. Anyway, one of their sisters' husband, Norris, she said, I may just call out the bumbleclot name after I'm not afraid, sat down by Grandad and whispered something to him. And Grandad seemed shocked. Now, the way she's talking is if she's witnessing this. She don't know what the conversation was, but the way I'm receiving it is that she's witnessed this. She's witnessed a whisper happen, a whispered conversation happen between Grandad and Uncle Norris. Yeah? She's seen Grandad's face change, and a look has come over him. Yeah? Then she said, and now remember, she could be repeating the words of someone else, telling it from their perspective, but this is the story she told me. Yeah? She said, she seen Norris leaning again and say something else to Grandad. And then Grandad getting up off his chair, and she said, him spin round so, and him spin round so, and him spin round so. And then he walked off into the kitchen to go into the bathroom. But she said the way you spin round so, and the way you spin round, and this is her word, you know, he spin round so, and he spin round so. That's what she said, yeah? That's what she give me. It's like, say, whatever Norris says to Grandad shocked Grandad in such a way where he lost himself. He didn't know which way to turn in that moment based on what the information was that he received. 2021, she told me that. Leslie, in Nanny and Grandad's yard. And at the same time, her and my mum was telling me that they hadn't seen a copy of the will. How could they not see a copy of their father's will when their father died in 2015? What is the problem? So I'm asking them, what is the problem? They're telling me they've got a solicitor involved. But they're not telling me, if that makes sense. They're just giving me pieces of the argument. It's not the full story. And this is 2021. We're in 2025 now. In 2025, I says to my granddad, this has got nothing to do with me, Granddad, when he's trying to tell me his business when he was alive. When he was trying to tell me his business when he was alive, I was telling my granddad, no, Granddad, I'm a pitney. I'm a pitney. You know what I mean? This ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? No. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know where this is. I didn't want to know where that was. I didn't want to know. I wasn't interested, to be honest. I wasn't and not in a bad way. I wasn't interested in a way where to say I wasn't in need. You know what I mean? I was with my ex-husband. He was a head teacher. I was a head teacher. We had other businesses on the go too. You know what I mean? We had properties. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we were loaded or anything like that, but we weren't, you know what I'm saying? We weren't going through it, if you like. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes we were going through it, but we weren't going through it. You know what I mean? We still got to enjoy things. So, and all my life has been like that in terms of having enough. I've always had enough. So because I've always had enough, I haven't really asked. You know, and I haven't really expected either. You know, I haven't really expected. If I want something, I usually just go get it. You know what I mean? And because when growing up, my mum didn't really have it as a single mother. It wasn't like that. I had a job from 14 years of age. I made my own money. 15 years of age, I was wagging schools a week, so I could wag in school for the whole week, so I could work. You know what I mean? I always made my own little money. I always did little things for the family, like ironing and stuff like that, even younger than 14. You know what I mean? And I was a little bit of a saver too. So I always had a few coins under the bed. I'm not very much like my granddad a little bit, you know what I mean? So I was never looking for nothing from him. Never. I asked him for money once, and that was when me and my school boyfriend, my oldest kid's dad, you can call him my fiance if you like, or whatever. When we were buying our first house, I asked him I needed some help with my deposit. You know what I mean? And he gave me £500. And that was money I took from my granddad. I was very, very grateful. You know what I mean? And then obviously as kids, when you're leaving, they take out a £5 out of his pocket and you share it between you and your two sisters, so the three of you. Do you know what I mean? Them kind of things, yeah, no problem. You know what I mean? That was granddad. He always made sure that everybody had. But in terms of like looking into his life and whatever, but there was a time when we had a conversation, and I've talked about it before, when me and Nanny and my mum and my granddad was all at my nan and granddad's house. And me and my granddad had the same mindset about money and mortgage and everything else. And my nan and my mum had some different mindset, and my granddad my granddad was like, what? And I was like, what? I was just like, granddad, I don't know what it is, yo, but I'm like, you, granddad, what you're saying makes sense to me. And he's saying, but what you're saying makes sense too. What you're saying makes sense too. You know what I mean? And my mum's sitting there bewildered. My mum's next to me. Granddad's there. Nanny's in the kitchen. You know what I mean? But we're all practically in a line, because you can see straight through into the kitchen, innit? Yeah, and our perspectives, mine and my granddad's, are in sync. The whole conversation, till it's getting heated. And I just concluded, like, we're just different. We're just, how you see things is different. That conversation carried on with my mum, you know. I remember driving through Aston and talking to my mum on the phone, and my mum, you know, shouting and saying, you know, she don't want her money from her dad when her dad's dead. What good is the money then? I want the money now so I can show him what I'm going to do with the money, or whatever she wants to do with the money. She don't believe in, you know, the whole dying and then leaving money. Leave the money while you're alive. Do you get what I'm trying to say? She was so adamant. She was so angry. And I was just like, how can you be so angry about what your dad does with his money when you're a mum and you ain't got no money? You ain't put nothing down for your bit. You don't even own your property. Like, make blood clot sense to me, Janet, because I don't understand it. Why do you feel like you've got a say, or should even have an opinion on what your father chooses to do or not do with his own money that he earned? And you're here living this life, yeah, and you don't think to put down a penny, not for your pitney them, not for your funeral, not for some security, nothing. But you got your eyes on what he's accomplished. But what about what you should have accomplished? Wouldn't it have been better for you to spend your time and put all of this energy in what you need to accomplish, so that you have something when time comes and can leave and give to your pitney them while they're alive? I just find it ironic. I find it ironic when people talk something that they are not living. How can you talk something and not be standing 10 toes in what you're fucking preaching? What the fuck is that? That's fucking insanity to me. That's the madness. That's the narcissism. The big I am. You think you're something, or you think you deserve something, and you're not putting nothing blood clot down on nobody's blood clot table. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Real talk. Who the fuck are you? If you're saying that if it was you, you would do it like this, then fair enough. That's how you would do it, and good luck to you. Because how you're doing it is not the way I would do it either. I'm like granddad. I made sure that I put down something and had something and got something now. At this, from in my 20s, I made sure that I had something. That if something come to something, there's something for them. there's something for them. I'm not going to leave them desolate. There's something for them. I used to worry and fret about who's going to bury my parents. Is it literally going to be on my shoulders to bury these parents of mine? Because in 2021, when I stopped chatting to my mum and dad, well, I spoke to my dad again in 2024, but for my nan, not me. So I'm going to say in 2021, when I stopped chatting to my mum and dad, I was just relieved. I was relieved. I was relieved to be done with the responsibility of having to think and care about these people, because they ain't really thought and cared about me. So I hope nobody don't run and look in my blood clot direction when things start to get hard and old age starts to creep in. Because I'm not going to. I'm really not going to. I remember being 4 and having to climb on the counter and make myself sugar bread. Make myself get a slice of bread out, get the sugar out the tub, sprinkle the sugar on the bread, fold up the bread and eat the sugar in the bread. I'm having to be that sophisticated that I can go and look for some food for myself. Most of my memories of being taught certain things were from my older sister. And I'm not saying my mum never did, because guess what? She said she did her best, and I have to respect that. She said she did her best. You understand where I'm coming from? She said she did her best. Her words, not mine. She said she did her best. You understand me? And I can empathize with that in a way, because your best can only be what you have capacity in. So your best can't be based on my judgment of what best looks like. You have to judge the best on somebody's own individual capabilities. You understand where I'm coming from? And when I always say, do you understand where I'm coming from? Because I think it is important for you to understand where blood clot coming from. I don't know if somebody just commented on the amount of times I say, do you see where I'm coming from? But fuck you. Do you see where I'm coming from? Do you really see where I'm coming from? Do you really understand the levels that I'm coming from? Because this shit runs fucking deep, man. This shit runs really deep. And I'm saying to you guys that there's some shit afoot between my granddad and his blood clot business, and what they are bottom, I must have a blood clot come at top. And it's coming. Right, let me put on this let me put on this video, and then see. I'm only 1 minute 46 seconds into it, And Spirit was like, put on the thing and video. I said video. I'm not even these. Listen. Do you get what I'm trying to say? When they tell me to put something on, it's move your backside and put it on. So I just quickly wrapped up my hair in a bun and tried to fix up one eyelash. This one ain't done, but this one half done. Do you know what I mean? It's Saturday. There's only me one in my house. Everybody's out. And yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna look at me going down the road again about my fucking blood clot cleaning. Let me stop. Let me just turn around this thing so you can see. Alright. And you can see 1 minute 46. And the title is, there have been private calls concerning you and this is what was said. Now, that's pasa pasa. Pasa pasa. Even when Spirit brings pasa pasa to me, and Spirit's got me plugged into different conversations happening between people, and I'm like, do I even want to know? As you get plugged in on certain things, and if you know, you know. But I'm not really feeling the pasa pasa, I'll be honest with you. But at the same time, when it got to 146, she was talking about some of the pasa pasa I've been talking about. You get what I'm saying? So let's run with them.
When I tapped into your energy, when I tapped into the collective, I straight away felt really distracted, and I sometimes get like that myself, where I can't concentrate on certain things because my ADHD mind just runs rabid. And the thing is, before I even tapped into your reading, I was fine. I was doing my studying. I studied for 3 hours, had the focus, all the rest of it. The minute I tapped into this reading, it's like I couldn't sit still. And I got a load of messages coming through. A load of
coming
messages.
From where?
I actually wrote them down because so many came through. So we have downloads on you, speaking to a psychic. Someone here is speaking to a psychic and asking for downloads on you. Private calls, so this is something they're keeping very, very quiet to themselves. Old memories came through. Cash in hand, because I felt like something was placed into my left hand, which is your hand, your side of your body for receiving, right? What are they expecting to receive? And then house, something about a house. And then I heard the words, tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. So, it seems that somebody here is very, very stressed out. They feel very anxious. The cards that came through were clean up in reverse. Almost like some loose ends have been left somewhere. And neighborhood. So it's this energy is, it's like someone's trying to gain clarity on what you know and what people around them know about something from the past that may have to do with your grandparents or to do with someone's grandparents here, even maybe leaving them a house, leaving them some sort of property, leaving them money in a will. I'm not sure. But what I can say is that this energy feels very unsettled. It feels very, very unsettled, very kind of worried of, almost like, will they know? It's been hidden. Will they know? Should I put this on? Yes. Okay. Let's pop you.
It's like it's like fucking solving my own murder case. As it feels like.
Tell me about this situation. What do we need to know about this? Because I'm seeing someone like on the phone and they're biting their nails with their other hand in their mouth. Okay. There's a sense of urgency here as well. Tell us what we need to know about this situation, please. Way too many. Look what came out, you guys. Assassination has come out. Then we have intuition coming out in reverse, and then we have gift and surveillance. I mean, I can't take these, there's way too many, but it feels like someone wants to know whether or not they've been found out for something they did in the past where it came to an unaliving of family members. What? Either their family members or your family members, and if you're related,
you see what I'm saying?
Just family members. They want to know if you know, or if you still haven't put the dots together. Are you still in the dark? Crazy. This surveillance being in reverse with gift, it's like they took something here. They stole something. They stole something that may have been gifted to you, and they got rid of the evidence of actually doing it. Shocking. Distorted feminine's coming through. So we have a distorted feminine here who's getting readings on you, but I don't feel like it's just tarot readings. They're definitely asking for something specific when it comes to your aura, when it comes to your energy, and when I'm looking through my third eye.
One of my other videos, yeah, you see how I was telling you about the day when my auntie Leslie was telling me about what happened with my granddad, how it goes, it tonso and it tonso, yeah, around that same time, I won't say that same day because it was on the night when I took my mum to my auntie's house. Now, my auntie lives next door to my nan and granddad's, yeah? She moved in there. But that house used to belong to one of my mum's abusers that used to live in my mum's address when he used to rent a room and then moved in the house next door. Can you imagine? How fuck is that? Anyway, Leslie's moved into this house next door. Now, however long she's lived there, I've never stepped foot in her yard because I don't like her. I've not liked her. I've probably not liked her before I was 9, but at 9 years of age, I decided I'm not going to chat to this woman because she's a demon. And that's what my spirit said to me. Yeah, my spirit told me that. And my mum says to me that I don't have to chat to her if I don't want to. So that was fine. That was how it went. So 2021, when my mum, their oldest brother passed away, I brought my mum up to the house. And I can't remember if there were certain people in my nan's house at the time, as in other siblings, why my mum wanted to go to Leslie's house, or whether or not it had just been planned that way. But my mum went into Leslie's house. So you go down one alleyway. So you got front doors, but we don't really use the front doors, yeah? We use the side door, yeah, to get into the side of the house. So you have to go down an alleyway, and this alleyway, the 2 doors are there, so you can jump literally from one house into the other house because the alleyway path is only small. But when you go down this alleyway path, this door is now Auntie Leslie's, and this door is Nanny and Granddad's, which this is the door I've been going into my whole life, yeah? This is the first time I'm turning this way, and I've gone into the house. And I've told you the story that when I was sitting there, I could hear these entities upstairs. I knew that she's got certain spirits and certain people in her yard. But she did say to me that she was renting the house out to some students, you know what I mean? But at the same time, these were different energies. And then also there was an energy in the front living room, and there was an energy in the living room that I was in, which is the back living room. And they're in the kitchen, same layout as my nan and granddad's house. And when I say they, my mum and her sister Leslie. So as I'm sitting on the settee, feeling all these entities and whatever upstairs, Spirit tells me to turn and look to my right. And I'm looking, and they say, look on that shelf there. When I look, I see tarot cards. Tarot cards, you know, in my Auntie Leslie's house. So I've gone, what? So as I've got up and gone over to there's multiple packs of tarot cards. So I've gone, what I had there? My mum's sister has tarot cards after how my mum goes on about divination. My mum run me out the house at 11 years of age with my first pack of tarot cards telling me it's devil worship work. So, and Leslie's sitting here with how many decks in her yard? And my mum and Leslie chat on phone every night. What is this? So I've gone into the kitchen and said, Leslie, what's going on? You never told me that you do tarot cards. Silence. My mum's got one look on her face. She's trying to do a pretend confused look. She's trying to do a pretend confused look like it's the first time she's hearing it. No, bitch. No. This is what unknowns be chatting about long time hours on the phone, innit? Doing readings and getting information on people. This is a joke thing. This is you don't even realise, you know, how big of a, you know, when I says that I watch back on these videos and I think about the thoughts and the feelings that I was having at the time, this would be one of those moments. This would be one of those moments. It's okay, Asherah. What you're thinking and what you're feeling right now, and what I'm thinking and feeling right now is absolutely correct. Betrayal. Nothing but utter betrayal. How can you make me believe for all of these years that these things were wrong? Oh, you don't even need divination. Your powers, you don't need divination. What do you need divination for? We don't need divination. All she's gone on and on and on about is that there's no need for divination. Divination is not good. Divination is the devil worship. The people shouldn't be charged, being paid for their gifts. Their gifts come from God. This is all this woman has programmed in my head my whole life about what I believe. Well, I wouldn't even say what I believed I could do. What I was doing, and didn't understand why I was doing it, how I could do it. I wanted to explore and learn and understand more about myself. And I had a mother that was starving me, deliberately starving me, knowing that she's got a sister that reads divination and could have just gone, you know what, go and talk to Auntie Leslie. Auntie Leslie's into all of that stupidness. Go and talk to her. She knows more about it. At any point in my fucking life, at any point in the time Leslie picked up, and according to Spirit, it's been a long time Leslie's been going on with shit. She's of the dark arts, they just said to me. Her and Hazel are of the dark arts. Parlene too. Even though Parlene goes on like butter wouldn't melt. That was what I heard. But at any point, this woman could have turned around and said, go and, you understand where I'm coming from? That's Leslie's field. My mum's field, she says she's a dreamer. Whatever. We won't go there. But that's not my field. My speciality is not dreams. I have dreams, don't get me wrong, fuck me. But I wouldn't consider that to be one of my strongest superpowers. So I don't really focus too much on it. I will now and again write dreams down that Spirit tells me are significant. And I would say that most halfway between this year, all I'm getting now is visions of old dreams just coming to me, just flashbacks of old dreams. I'm like, why am I thinking about that? Like, where did that come through? And Just multiple different random scenes from random dreams. And I know it's a dream because it's like, say, I've catalogued every blood clot dream that I've had. Whether from I remembered it, from I woke up and remembered it, it's locked in a file. It's been sectioned off. It's been boxed off, and they're just coming through like files. But going back to the Leslie thing, at no point did my mum turn around and say, "Go and speak to Leslie. She's into all of that." Or even that Leslie's into that. She, you know what I'm saying? She'll let you know everything else, but she's never told her that. When I told her that cousin Danny was going on like he wants to fuck me, he's a fucking madman. She was like, it doesn't surprise me because he's up there trying to fuck Leslie. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So she don't mind chatting Leslie's business to me. That's not the issue. This is what the problem is. My mum does not mind chatting anybody's fucking business. You know what I mean? The whole of them are sus as far as I'm concerned. I'm saying that considering your soul chat, you must have worked really, really hard to keep that one quiet. Because I'm messing with these things. In 2021, when I find the cards at Leslie's yard and ask Leslie about them, I'm into that shit. I'm heavily into divination at that time. So it's not like it's not like, say, this is back when I was 11 and got my first deck of tarots. No, this is where we're at. So how comes you still ain't mentioned Leslie and you know what Leslie's into? 2021, I remember, I don't know what took over me that night, but when I go, anytime you go to my mum's, there's a drink involved. My mum is a drinker. You know what I mean? She got like a little off license, you know, like a little bar, storage stuff and cupboard and whatever with alcohol. So you're always guaranteed to have a drink. And even if there's not a drink, we're going to the off license to get a drink. I just saw it go in it. And this is any time, any day of the week. You know what I mean? It's not a special occasion or a weekend or a birthday party. It's any day, every day. So anyway, I'm at my mum's. 2021. Which story was I going with? Can you just give me... I'm at my mum's 2021. My mum's mum is at the house. It's Christmas time. So we're all down there having a drink and whatever, laughing. And a couple of days before, I went out with my youngest. Not my youngest, but for my mum, my youngest sister. She's in her 20s. I went to a little party with her and her little friends. I'm in my 40s. But it was just a chill out little zone, and then we came back home. But some passa went on anyway. And I ended up she asked me to do a reading for her friend, but not a reading with cards. I usually just intuitively just say what I think or say what I feel. So I'm telling her what I think and what I'm getting, and she's like, yeah, oh my God, how did you know that? Blah 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 blah. You need to, try that, do that, go down there, blah 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 blah. So she's kind of like, cool, thanks. So then a couple other friends of my sisters have asked for one, and I spoke to them about whatever. So anyway, we're in my mum's house, Christmas time. Nan's in the living room, pottering around. Anyway, and my younger sister's gone to my mum. Mum, you should let Asherah do your reading, she's really good, she's really good. Do you get what I'm telling? My mum's gone, nah, man, Asherah ain't good at those things. Or something to that effect. And my sister was like, what are you talking about? Nah, man, she done my friends and she was really good. You should try it, just let her do yours. So my sister stuck it on my mum. And it was the first time ever that my mum was going to agree for me to do divination on her. And this day, I happened to have this with me. I happen to have this with me, and I happen to have my curry shells, and I happen to have my divination cloth. And I'm not even sure why, but I did. Probably because my sister says I don't know. It must have been my sister says she wants her reading done or something like that. So I had my things with me. So I spread out my cloth on the table, because my mum's agreed. And I've given her the curry shells. You know what I'm saying? And she's took the shells, and she's put them in her hand. And she shake them up, because she's done what I've told her to do with them, and then I've told her to drop them. Do you get what I'm saying? So she shook them up. She's shaking up the shells, so she's like this. And then she drops them on the cloth. and I see where they land and I count them out. And I see some things in there. For example, I seen that my mum was pregnant for her child molesting ex-husband. Do you get what I'm trying to say? At the time when he left the house. You know what I mean? And when I seen it, I thought, what I go on? Because it fell on heaven. It fell on this one. And it fell on this. Which is the symbol for baby. But it's heaven. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So it's not alive. Yeah? So the symbol fell. When the symbol fell, the downloads come in about her being pregnant for my mum. You know what I'm saying? So I asked her. And she said, yeah. You know what I mean? She confirmed it. She confirmed everything that it come out on the Corrie shows, to be fair. She didn't deny nothing. And it gave me such a different type of understanding, because you see, when I was 12 and he come in my room trying to molest me, dickhead, my mum turned around to me afterwards and says to me that not to worry about it, because it's something that happens to everybody, like to kind of belittle it and small it down. And her actions prior to that looked like she didn't want him to go. And I couldn't understand why you wouldn't want him to go. He's a bad person. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He is not a good person. And it is not safe for him to be in a house with us when you've got 3 daughters, beautiful daughters. Does that make sense? And he's already made his intentions known. So that would not be a good idea, would it? And I couldn't understand why she just felt so desperate for him to... Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, and again, I pick up on energy. I pick up on energy, so I could feel her energy and hear her thoughts and feel her feelings about the situation. And as a child, a sensitive child, I just couldn't understand. Did it make sense to me? Like, I am yours. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I am yours and you are mine. You're my mummy. You're my mummy. You know what I mean? You're my mummy. And as my mummy, you know, to keep me safe, she just fucking never did. She never did. She never fucking did. You know what I mean? She never fucking did. Crazy. Anyway, gone off way off subject. Let me just come back. The point being, Jan, you knew about the towel thing and you said nothing. You know what I mean? And the reason why I was going on to that subject, Spirit just brought me back, is because 2021, I remember saying to Janet, I know you got codes for me. I don't know what the codes are, but I know you got codes for me. You got a code, you got codes for me, and you got a key for me. So why don't you just give me the code and give me the key? This is what I'm saying to this woman in her living room. And a part of me is thinking, what the fuck am I talking about here? What codes, what key? But I was just so adamant that the self of me that was coming out at that time was so adamant that this woman has got shit for me. She's got information for me. She's got codes for me. She's got keys for me. And she's deliberately holding things back from me. Deliberately. Intentionally. So I do not succeed. I know you got the codes. And I know you got certain keys. I know that. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about in 2021. But I definitely know what the fuck I'm talking about in 2025. And in 2026, we're going to see. We're going to really see.
At your energy, there is purple. I'm looking into like a darkened room where I'm only just, everything else is being blacked out so that I can just see the aura. And there's something purple around you, and I can't tell just yet if this is your aura or if this is spell work.
You know, I would say that's my aura. Can you see my purple coat in the background? Yeah? Yesterday, I'm not even trying to be funny, but this is my bra I wore to the gym. It's a purple glitter bra. My bag that I just showed you is a purple bag. My shamanic drum that I set up the other day is a purple drum. It's an aura. I'm in the purple aura, purple and gold aura. Purple and gold aura. But let's see what she has to say about it.
Spell work. I told you it's spell work. Okay.
She's saying it's spell work.
Here it is. There you go. Intuition in reverse. Spell work. Do you want me to go straight for those? Where would you like me to go? Up here. Oh, the crows are agreeing. Let's see. 3 of Cups to the 7 of Pentacles. They celebrated something for a while.
Look at that dress that she's got on.
They thought that they had,
I had
like,
a purple dress like that on 2 weeks ago.
They had hidden everything that needs to be hidden. But this loose end may be you. You may be someone who is, why am I hearing you're dog-eared? In that you will not stop. It's like someone who is obsessed with, like, reading the same book over and over. They will read it until the pages have bent over and they know that story by heart. Someone in the collective definitely will not give up the ghost when it comes to ensuring that they get justice for what was stolen from them.
Oh
and
my
for what was done
God.
to either their grandparents or somebody's grandparents here that you were very, very close to.
Yo.
Like, tell in the neighbourhood. Who in the neighbourhood know? There's some sort of gossip going on here.
My blood clot neighbourhood. Let me tell you something about my neighbourhood, because she's absolutely right. I will not stop. I will not blood clot stop. I'm unstoppable. These people have tried to make me mad and put me in a blood clot madhouse. I'm unstoppable. Yo, the more you do, you come in my yard and lick me down in my own blood clot yard. It's like the more you do, the bigger I get. It's like I'm Black Panther and I've got the suit on. And the more you hit at me, the more I'm just absorbing it and the stronger I'm getting. Bring it fucking on. Do you not understand? Bring everything you got. Bring everything you fucking got. Bring every fucking thing you fucking got, mate. Bring it fucking all. Bring it fucking all. Because you see, when we bring it, you don't know the levels, bub. We ain't even started yet. Bub. I ain't through no punches. You know what I'm saying? Did I mention my dad's a kickboxing instructor? I know how to punch. You know what I'm saying? I know how to kick too. But we ain't through no punches. This reading's getting me so excited, you know. I said to fucking God. I don't know why, but I just feel like I feel like a fucking shatter, blood. I feel like a fucking shatter right now. The energy coming through me. I feel like a fucking shatter. Of course, I'm not going to fucking stop. Everything that you've done to me, everything that you've held back from me, everything that you've put me through, every person that I have met on this planet that has done me something, thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you. Obviously it's a fuck you, but it's also a thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Thank you very much. And whatever is to come, thank you very much for that too. Sincerely. Thank you and fuck you. Sincerely. Just, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like beating on my chest. Sweetie's just showing me some fucking gorilla. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing, getting it down on the fucking silverback blood. That's how I feel right now, like a blood clot silverback. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Come fuck with this, blood. Come fuck with this. Realistically, come fuck with this. Come fuck with this. Come fuck with this. Beg ya. Beg or no. Come fuck with this. Come no. Feel like a butterfly now. Feel like wings, man. Yo. It's such beautiful. Up and down, up and down. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? Medical terms, it would be considered to be bipolar. Can you imagine? Have you noticed? Are you connecting the dots yet? That everything that we talk about in the esoteric world, when you've gone through magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, having all of these downloads and sensory experiences, is what the mental health has got as a list of their deemed insanity things. Isn't it coincidental how the symptoms and the outcomes are so similar? Almost the same. Could it be that these narcissistic spirits are in narcissistic positions of power to determine what actually is mental health? So when these narcissists are actually doing all of these things to you, they're throwing rocks and hiding hands, they're manipulating the system, they're saying that you're doing everything that they're really doing. Yeah? They're hiding money, abusing you financially, abusing you emotionally, abusing you spiritually, committing necromancy on you, having sex with you without you even fucking knowing it, abusing your children, doing all kinds of fuckery, putting things in your food. So when you talk about what you're fucking talking about, that's deemed to be paranoia. Because at the end of the day, everybody sees these fucking narcissists as charming beings, and because it's the persona they want to push out to you, push out to society, push out to the world. Politicians, police officers. And do you know how many police officers are recording to be fucking wife beaters? It's shocking how many police officers in the UK have actually got domestic abuse records. But it isn't coincidental. And why am I going off on a tangent? I'm going off on a tangent because why me as a spiritual being, clearly, I was going to say, why am I being judged for having a mental condition? But the truth is, I'm not being judged for having a mental condition, and that's not the truth of my thoughts and feelings either. Does that make sense? But I thought I'd share that with you because there are thoughts that come in my head that I have to check, and that would be one of them. No, I don't feel like I'm judged for having mental health. No, absolutely not. I wouldn't be doing this if I felt judged for mental health. I'd be hiding it. The fact that I'm not hiding it clearly shows that I don't feel judged about it. You know what I mean? I feel empowered by it, if anything. I feel strong by it. I feel like I've been able to look at it and dissect it in such a way now, having experienced it myself. I can say with 100% blood clot confidence, it's got nothing to do with mental health. This is spiritual fucking warfare. What happened to me had nothing to do with my mind going AWA. No, it had to do with my mind expanding. It had to do with my mind ascending. It had to do with my mind breaking out of the matrix. It had to do with my mind having to fight off spiritual forces in the 5D. It had to do with my mind fighting off astroteric forces in the 4D. It had to do with my mind fighting off fucking propaganda and things being done against me in the 3D that I didn't deserve. I'm having my children taken off me, and I've done absolutely nothing wrong other than stand up in my sovereignty. And have these people lie in court, barefaced lie in court, reject to having any witnesses in there, reject to me being sent copies of transcripts because you have to have the judge's permission. Why should you have to have the judge's permission for you to get the minutes of the fucking hearing? It's your hearing. They're administrators. They're not fucking judge and executioner or executioner. No, they're fucking not. They're administrators. They're there to administrate the fucking law. There's only one blood clot judge. So yes, justice is necessary. Is vengeance necessary? No, vengeance is not necessary because vengeance is the Almighty's. And I do 100% strongly believe that. So I don't wish nothing on nobody. And I don't fling back, give nobody nothing. You fling it, if it comes to me, I hold mirrors up. I'm a mirror. What you're looking at is yourself. What you're looking at is yourself. Everything you don't like, everything you do like, everything you don't know if you like. I've been abused. I have been abused. I've been tortured in all different rounds and dimensions for lifetimes. Imagine that. That's psychological abuse. That's spiritual abuse. And people will be held accountable. People will be fucking held accountable. And that's what these fucking videos are. Spiritual blood clot court. using evidence from fucking witnesses. These are witnesses. These tarot readers are witnesses. They are witnessing, they are hearing what's going on in the spiritual world, and for us to have an understanding of what's happening in the 3D world, because it's hard to see things in the 3D world, because it's only if you have the eyes to see you can see, and it's only if you have the ears to hear you can hear. So it's very difficult, and it's very difficult to determine what you're hearing, especially when you got fucking, I want to say, pestilence. I think they're pestilence, aren't they? Are they pestilence? Is that how you pronounce it? The fucking demons. Hi, Val. I'm wondering, am I pronouncing the word correctly? Pestilence. I'm talking about the word referred to in the Bible of evil people or things.
Yes, you're pretty close. The word pestilence is usually pronounced as pestilence, with the emphasis on the first syllable. You got it almost right, so no worries at all.
Okay, syllable-wise then, pestilence. So and what is a pestilence?
So a pestilence typically refers to a deadly disease or epidemic that spreads rapidly and causes a lot of suffering. In historical or biblical context, it often symbolizes a form of divine punishment or a widespread calamity. It can also be used more broadly to describe anything that causes great harm or destruction.
Well, if it's something that causes great harm and destruction, then I would say that great harm and destruction has been caused to me. Pestilence to blood clot. Yeah. To the star on my crown.
I totally get that feeling. Sometimes when we use those words, it really resonates with the intensity of what we're going through, but I'm here for you and I hope things get better.
At least somebody's here for me in the 3D. That's joking. Sometimes it be that way, but it is what it is. Don't get it twisted. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Let's crack on with this anyway. Did I get to finish what I was saying just a minute ago? If I don't, it will come back round on the next one. What was that? Let's go in. Back round one of them. I'll say it on the next
Hearing,
one.
oh, tell it to the mountain.
Over the hills
And
and
over here, oh, tell it to the mountain. What song is that? I haven't heard that in a really, really long time.
Like
So there may
a
be a
theme song.
community. There may be a specific community. Maybe you sing in a place of worship.
Oh my
Maybe you were in a
God.
band. Maybe when you were younger, you went.
And why I stopped it the first time, was to talk about the community. Now, in 2024, when I was being taken through this psychic ascension, as well as being psychically attacked, don't get it twisted, I was attacked. I was practically taken through a Masonic ritual while I was on the bed. My ancestors told me that they're going to come in here and they're gonna kill me, but they can't kill me in the 3D because of these markings on my body, but they're going to kill me in a 4D. But don't worry, the birds are going to come and get you. It was almost like, the little fucking birds out of Cinderella or fucking Sleeping Beauty, and the birds are there tweeting and singing and putting their fucking clothes on, like intelligent birds. Little birds like that though, little blue birds. Anyway, I'm lying in the bed, and this is a bit off subject, but I'm lying in the bed, and I'm lying this way, so my head is down the bottom and my body is lying that way. So basically like this. And I'm on my chest, so I'm lying on my belly basically, and I've got they told me to put the blanket over my head. So when I put the blanket over my head, I heard this bedroom door open, and close. I heard footsteps come over to the bed, and then I just felt boom, a heaviness hit me in the back of my head, but I'm still alive. As in, I know that something's just happened to me, but I'm not changed thought processes. I can still feel myself in my body, But it was almost like I don't know how to explain it. It hit me, but it hit me through an energetic force, not an actual physical hit. You get what I'm trying to say? So there was no physical pain, like the throbbing of a cocoa or anything like that. It was like an astral hit. And then I felt all these little birds come around me, and I felt my body go up a little bit, flutter up, and then come back down on the bed. And I remember lying there thinking, fucking hell, what's happening? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I remember lying there for a good while, not knowing if the person was still in the room, was I supposed to move or whatever. And I just lie there with these birds twiggling around me, and to the feeling of the sensation of these birds fluttering their wings around me, like around my whole perimeter of my body, until that went away. And then spirit told me that I could get up. You get what I'm trying to say? So I know that I was going off subject, but what was the point that I was on? The neighborhood. So during that time when all that fuckery was happening in the room, I was also seeing my family members outside. Yeah, there's a field at the back of my house, and there was all along the gates which separate the field from the apartments behind me. Yeah, and as I'm looking at all these family members, there's different scenes happening over several days. And when I say days, I'm not sleeping, so I'm working a 24-hour clock awake. Yeah, I'm not sleeping. So I'm watching the sun come up, I'm watching it go night, I'm watching the sun come up, I'm watching it go night. Literally no sleeping. I'm talking the whole way through. Yeah. And also I'm recording, some of it I'm recording on a dictaphone. Yeah. So I have a dictaphone with like 97 hours of all of this fuckery going on. And I thought I'm gonna run it through fucking ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT's got to blood clot say about it. Yeah. We're really gonna get to some nitty gritty on this shit. And this I'm trying to say, like, before the 2024 incident of me going into hospital happened, I was already aware that some bullshit was happening because my ancestors were keeping me tuned in. So I was expecting it. I was expecting the fuckery. I was expecting the losing of my mind, because from 2022 I felt like my fucking mind was going. So I'd been in rehearsal, I'd been in practice. Even on these videos, you're gonna hear me on videos that I've recorded long time before these videos, because these videos have been recorded in 2025 at the end of it. I got videos from 2024, 3, 2, 1. Some are on YouTube, some are on my phone, some are on files of me chatting certain things. So when things start to come out, you start to see the timelines of, hang on a minute, didn't she say that in Vertete? But she said that in the past, present and the future. It's all connected, it's all one. But the neighborhood around here, this land that my house is built on, and I've had this house for over 20 years. You know what I mean? And this field thing, my spirit and ancestors made me know it's a Masonic field. Where I am is like, when I say Masonic land, it's difficult to, it's easy to say Masonic because it's just a word that gets thrown around in it, but it's so much deeper than that, you know. I'm gonna say that this is ritual landing. I won't say Masonic land. I would say the land that my house has been built on is ritual land. Yeah, that field out there at the back of the house has been used for sacrifices and all kinds of fucking ritual bullshit and all kinds of beheadings and all kinds of fucking Masonic stuff too. You know what I mean? And this is what I was seeing during this time, over days and days of different things happening out there, things happening with the fucking horses. The horses are out there in the 3D, but the horses are behaving in ways that are linking to what the 5D is showing me and doing. You know, which way the horse puts his head, which way to, you know what I'm saying? Almost like the horse can hear what's happening in the bedroom out there. Again, it is what it is. Yeah. So I saw certain things that was happening in my room that was linked to Masonic rituals that was happening in here. Yeah, when I'm looking out the window, I can see that they're telling me to look. There's the ceremony going on. And then when they chopped the chopper down for the head to come off, the horse outside dropped his head at the fucking same time that's being played to me for, and I'm seeing in the 5D. I'm seeing in the 5D through my mind's eye. And I'm seeing in the 3D through my 2 eyes looking out the window. This hammer, this chop comes down, and the horse outside in the thing drops his head at the same time. So this is what's making me think, fucking hell, is this, you know, the other self of me? Is this real or is this not real? Is that I don't believe in coincidences, so it's not a coincidence, don't get me wrong, but is this really going on? Is what happening in the 5D really happening on the 3D? As in heaven, so on earth? Because that's what it's coming like to me. Like the micro and the macro is one. I'm seeing what's going on up there. What I said to my son the other day that I told this man, this boy that was on my phone, He wanted to do some crypto stuff or whatever. I was interested to hear what he's got to say, but Spirit just kept bringing in the downloads. It is what it is anyway. I knew that's why we ended up having the conversation, because I seen it before it happened. So whatever, and it just go with it. It's part of the mission. Going off subject a bit here, but still necessary. Anyway, when it come to him to phone me, he didn't phone me that day. But Spirit said it's a good thing. He's going to phone you tomorrow. So when he phoned me tomorrow, I was ready for the conversation, because obviously they'd given me the downloads the night before. So when we was in this conversation, partway through the conversation, I just turned to him and said, you know what, differently, yeah, I'm speaking to your demons right now. Because at the end of the day, we'll all have them. Yeah? And I just have to make your demon know a couple of things. He said, what? I said, like I said, I'm going to say certain things on the phone. It's no disrespect to you, because I'm not talking to you directly. But I am directly talking to your demons to make them fucking know what I go on. Yeah? So then I stick it on his fucking demons, and I make them know, listen to your pussies. I know that what your fucking intention is, and I'm letting you know from now. If that's what you think you're going to do, you're gonna get dust out way before then. Yeah? So try hard now. I'm not here to fucking, I didn't come here to play. I come here to fucking slay. Yeah? Cool. And then I snapped back to my man. I was like, yeah, differently. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not personable. I just have to make certain demons know what time it is. His whole convo on the phone shifted, which it should and which it would. But it wasn't shifting in a way of awkwardness. It was shifting in a way of he'd forgot his script. It was more, yeah, I'm trying to say, that flow, that whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? When someone's not necessarily been caught out, because it weren't even a caught out situation. You know what I mean? It weren't even a caught out situation, but I just thought, I'm just going to make you know, I'm happy to do this dance with you, but I will not be taking any prisoners. At the end of this, you're going to be done. You will not exist anymore. So if you want to dance, let's dance. Basically. Yeah, I'm saying. So I was telling my son, well, go on. And my son was like, Mom, why do you have to make him know what you know? Why don't you just dance with him and then just why tell them what it is from the jump? Don't that give them the heads up? Why give them the heads up? Why give them the upper hand that you're onto them? I said, you know what, son? You see, before, yeah, it was like that. I didn't used to really give the upper hand. I used to give 1 or 2 clues to make certain people know what I got. Differently. You're only getting a top slice of what I really know. You know what I mean? I never, it's not that, because there's certain things Spirit comes in that they say are for me, and there's certain things that are to share. You know what I'm saying? And they're very, very specific. And if I'm sharing something and they don't want me to share it, they make me know don't share it, or I'll get that feeling to make me know don't share it. You know what I mean? So as long as when I'm saying something, I don't get that feeling that you shouldn't say that, everything else is a go. It's a go. And I've worked with Spirit long enough to know that's the arrangement, that's the understanding, that's the agreement in place, that's our contract. So when my man's coming, Spirit showed me what go on for my man in spiritual court is already being sentenced. Yeah, he's already been sentenced in spiritual court. So because I've got the download direct that my man's been sentenced on last night, that's why they told me to tell him what they're telling him and make his demons know. You're done already. It's a game over thing already. So it's not about playing no games with them and watching what they're doing, giving them the heads up or not giving them the heads up. It's done. I said, that's what it is right now. I'm a spiritual judge, and I get to implement those judgments verbally through source here. So when I talk to somebody and they're dealing with something, I can just let them know direct, this is what it is. I don't have to play no games no more. I can choose. I can choose. I'm confident enough in my I am energy to know that I walk in blood clot spirit. I can say what the fuck I want to say, when I want to say it, how I want to say it. I'm in divine energy, and it's not to be disrespectful. And it's not even that I do. I feel like, no, generally it's not to be disrespectful. It's not to be disrespectful. But I'm not going to disrespect the Almighty either and not do what I've come here to do. Sorry, I'd rather you feel bad about it. I'd rather you feel bad about it than me disappoint God. Disappoint the Almighty. I'd rather you feel fucking bad about it. I'd rather you have a screw face. I'd rather you be blood clot vex than have the Almighty vex with me. or disappoint the Almighty, fuck you. You want to judge me rightly or wrongly, and half on never woke up and washed on a pussy this morning. Hypocrites. Say one thing and do something else. I can't follow on no more. You're hypocrites. I cannot follow you no more. I cannot think for you no more. I cannot think like you no more. I can't think of you no more. You're dead. You have to be dead because you're no good, you rotten. You're no good, you rotten. Oh no, rotten.
Singing with your grandma, your granddad. There's definitely people who are elderly, who are in the neighbourhood, who may know something. They may have been quietened. They may know stuff and they're not saying anything because of fear or because it's not their business. Okay, so what's this conversation that they're having? What's the conversation they're having? We have the Emperor. I want to get out the notes just so that I can go back on this. So downloads, they're having conversations about work. Emperor coming out in reverse here. Someone here is really angry that you are bringing up old things, or you're bringing up this thing from the past. But I think that you're not the only one. If Spirit is showing us this, then it means that other people are also interested in what's going on here. Comeuppance is what I heard. I'm going to have a little bit of my drink. I should actually introduce myself. That would help, wouldn't it? My name is Bronwen. This is Bronwen's Cove Tarot 111. If you are new to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome in. It's really good to have you here. Let's make some space, scooch up, come in, get your cup of tea, relax. If you are a returning subscriber, Soul Family, it's good to have you back. It always is. I'm going to be ringing either that bell or this bell. Why do I want to go for this bell? Okay, let's swap these. Okay, I'm going to ring this bell just to cleanse the space around us, but it can be quite shrill. It can be quite, shrill. I think I just made a word up there with trill. It can be quite shrill, so if you have sound sensitivities, or if there's anyone with you that has sound sensitivities, it's a good idea to turn down your listening device in 3, 2, and in 1. Okay, that was very clear. That was very clear, clean cut. Whatever information they're getting from this psychic, yeah, they're not happy with what they're hearing. Because the more I think about it, that purple that I'm seeing, I can see in the middle, and it seems to be clear, like it's not important, your body or you in the middle is important. What I mean by that is that Spirit wants me to look just at the aura and what's surrounding you or what's trying to get in, and it's not. So you have a very tight, very close community of protectors, or you have a very strong aura that is not allowing whatever this purple smokish kind of thing is that's trying to get in. I think it was supposed to delay you or kind of distract you. It was supposed to put you in the energy of what they're in right now. The Emperor being in reverse, this is someone that is prone to outbursts of anger, someone who does not regulate their immune system properly. Maybe they don't. This person may be getting sick with worry or sick with stress because they thought this was something that was buried a long time ago. And didn't we have a card come out that said buried and it was in reverse? We did. It's like you're unearthing things, and that now people in the neighborhood are talking. Okay, let's pop this over here. And this may be the end of something that is very fruitful for whoever this is for you. King of Swords is coming out to the 6 of Cups. Something legal that happened in the past. The neighborhood are talking about this. Some sort of signing of papers, some sort of hushing of things that was done in a legal way. Maybe when you were a kid. Ooh. Oh my goodness. I want to put that down. I honestly want to put that down. Yeah, this is definitely something that happened to these people in the past. And I feel like, why did I hear kindred spirit? You may have been their favourite, you may have been the golden child, you may have been the friend that came over all the time and they just took you in as one of their own. There's something like a curveball was thrown by these grandparents or by someone else's grandparents when it comes to a house, property, money, inheritance. Something that I feel like whoever it is that's now realizing there's such a stress, and I'm getting like cousins or auntie or something like that.
Mm.
They may have read a will, or they may have looked at some sort of like important paper and realized that it was going to you, or it was going to somebody else. It wasn't even going to someone who was related to them. Like, that's wild, right? They were not happy with that. They were not happy with that. They were like, that's not fair. But they did something about it. They actually did something terrible about it. And isn't that interesting that she's got a sword in her hand and he's got a knife? They took justice into their own hands. That is crazy. They've been thinking for a while, or they've been doing something for a while to kind of fog your third eye, or to keep you distracted. And I don't know if they were trying to keep you distracted with addictions, with the 10th house devil card. They were trying to keep you distracted in the past with the energy of people, places and things that really didn't align with you, like putting stressors or putting mountains, putting towers in your life, so that you'd focus on that rather than what was going on here. Because we have got the Ace of Swords coming out in reverse. This is mixed messages. Yeah, look, we've got the Wheel of Fortune underneath as well. A lie about you always being unlucky. You have the Devil here as well. We do have the Lovers in reverse, keeping you out of balance, keeping people coming into your life that work for your highest and greatest good. Tell me about this intuition in reverse. So what's being said right now? Keep it close. Keep what close? Keep it close or keep it closed? Okay. Now, which way did you want to go? Up or down? Down. So we have the Four of Cups coming out here. Something that they're aware of. Something that they are aware of.
So, in terms of salary, you were thinking...
I was hoping...
Or just having a sneaky orange. No, but ain't that some shit? Is that not some shit? Listen to what she's talking about. Ain't that what I'm talking about? Ain't that been what I've been talking about? Something is afoot. I think I want to eat all three of them. How long did it taste good? That one was actually quite nice. It was sweet and it was crunchy. Sometimes I wonder if you can hear me chomping away in the background. When I'm not talking, I'm eating. It's since I've been videoing, I've been eating so much. I tell you. Oh, getting fat up. Anyway, alright, let's go.
Or something that you're aware of. Okay. Yeah, keep it close. Keep it close. And we have the Nine of Wands here with a boundary of some sort. Then you have the Seven of Swords underneath. I'm telling you that someone in the neighborhood is aware of what they've done and may be willing to come forward and to speak the truth, because they either witnessed it or they heard what was said about it, but from the horse's mouth. Because what's the point of, you can't go to court with someone who was like, yeah, 20, 30 years ago, I heard from that neighbour, that the neighbour of neighbour's neighbour of your auntie said. That doesn't mean anything. So they've got something here that is, I don't know if it's a recording, I don't know if it's they've witnessed something, but something that would stand up in the court of law. And it's going to bring this person down like a house of cards and all the people that were working with them. Because that's diabolical, that someone would go to these lengths to keep something, because it's all to do with greed. And when I was shuffling this deck over here, that's what I saw first, was greed. I saw greed. Greed, greed, greed. And I'm going to put the Nine of Wands down. Tell me about this Emperor, please. Tell me about this Emperor in reverse. Who is it? What do we need to know? Oh, that flipped out strength with judgment. Somebody who feels like they have got, they've got a lot of support. They feel like they may be held up really high in their community. This person's very arrogant. This is family though, because with the lion here, Leo, the 5th house, we're looking at children. So there's something about either being children with this person, so you're the same age as them, or you may be younger. But the Strength card came out. This person is extremely angry that their dastardly plan is being unraveled. So look at this neighborhood watch, neighborhood police, hanged man. Yeah, they've held back for a really long time. There is a reasoning for that. I just heard, don't get involved. Don't get involved. There's definitely worry coming from this person. They're talking about this on the phone with a psychic, but I don't feel it's like it's just a psychic that they're speaking to. Who else are they speaking to? Ace of Wands, somebody who was part of it. Somebody who had a hand in either orchestrating the assassination, unaliving, whatever it may be, or somebody who helped to clean it up afterwards. Okay. That's crazy. Tell me about the assassination, the unaliving, justice in reverse, please. What do we need to know? Knight of Pentacles to the Moon. This is something that they wanted to keep very, very quiet. You have the King and you have the Queen of coins in reverse, and the Moons. They're hiding some sort of debt here. They're hiding some sort of issue when it comes to money. It seems like with the Knight, that's the Knight, not the King, but still, the Knight is about long-standing investments, but it's also to do with patterns. And this being in reverse, it feels like they felt like they were breaking some sort of pattern of injustice. That's weird. That's a very strange way to look at things. It does feel like it is an aunt and a cousin, or a mother and a daughter. There's something there with one being the Knight and one being the Queen. So they're not the same age, they're not at the same stature, but they're both broke, or they both have a lot of debt. And it doesn't have to be just two people, it can be more than that. The Moon coming out here, it's all to do with intuition. It's all to do with what we don't see, and also to do with your emotions. The Moon is linked to Cancer. This is family. This is definitely family. I'm going to put this one down over here. So they've been blocking this. They've been, what the heck? I just opened it to that. Family. Absolutely and utterly family, this one. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. What are they expecting to receive? They're asking this psychic what you are expecting to receive, or what this neighbour is expecting to receive. Tell me about this, please. Why are we being told about cash in hand and a house? Okay, exhaustion is coming out in reverse. Burned out, burdened and empty. When I asked that question about the house and cash in hand, this person is paying someone to clean this up. They may oh my giddy aunt, they may be trying to get in contact with the person who did the unaliving the first time to come towards someone in the collective. No, don't claim that energy. Don't want to claim that energy for any of you. Because they're tired of this. They don't want, you are like a stain on this person's perfect reputation, or what they see as a perfect reputation. Tell me about the Hanged Man, King of Swords in the neighbourhood. What do we need to know about this? Tell me about the neighbourhood. Vacay. Get away, relax and have fun. Yeah, so this person is very stressed out about it. This is why they stepped away. But they do know something here. They definitely know something here. Why is this giving me the High Priestess energy with the O2 in the middle, and then the pillars as well? Highborn. What does that mean? Tell me about the grandparents in reverse from the past. This space. They were are going to give away a lot more. I think that they may have stated, they may have spoken on actually giving a large lump sum of their inheritance, or what their life savings, or whatever it may have been, towards you and towards your siblings, if you have siblings. And that's irrespective of whether or not these are your grandparents or someone else's grandparents. They were going to leave a lot to you, and this is why this person was just removed. They were just removed, and they're removed by somebody who is very nasty. That's the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse. Somebody who is very greedy, somebody who has no nurturing skills whatsoever, very cold, very calculated, mentorship, wisdom, and giving back. Keeping hold of information, always wanting to be the mentor, never letting the student surpass you. Tell me about grandparents, please. Thank you. Over your head, overextended and rock bottom in reverse. They gave up some sort of they gave up their estate, or they gave up their power of attorney, or something along those lines. They were gonna, do you know what? I watched a film on Netflix called The Woman in Cabin 10. And I mean, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil the end, so I'm sorry, not sorry. But it's got Keira Knightley in it, and
I watched it
a really
this
good
week.
film. It's a really good murder mystery, and it turns out.
Wait, I watched it this week. Yeah, how crazy is that? Either yesterday or the day before, I watched that movie on Netflix, and it was about a man whose wife had cancer, and she was going to change her will because she realised that this man was a piece of fucking shit. And what did he do? He had My Girl out of Pride and Prejudice on there as a reporter on the shit, because they were celebrating her transition, because obviously she was at the critical stage of her death. What did he do? He fucking paid another woman, shaved off her hair to make it look like she had cancer, and threw the wife overboard. Then got this fake woman to play the role of his wife so she could sign everything over to him. And he's invited all of her friends, It's a joke. He's a proper full-on fucking nuts. This I'm trying to tell you. These are the motherfuckers that need to be locked up in prison. You're going to kill somebody for their own money. Does that even make sense? Does that even make sense, mate? It's a fucking joke, but let's hear how she breaks it down. Because that just makes me feel so sad. How can you kill somebody for what's theirs? And you don't go and look back what should be yours. You don't go and look back nothing for you. You just have your eye in what belongs to everybody else. It's fucking sad, man.
That this guy who is running, he's with his wife who has stage 4 cancer, and she was going to sign over her entire fortune, which is part of a trust fund for some foundation. She was going to pass that all over to cancer research. Yeah. She was just going to give everything because she didn't trust her husband would continue the research, the fight, whatever. So he had somebody come in pretending to be her and pushed her off the ship. They were on a yacht, pushed her off the yacht. She disappears, and the only person that notices this is Keira Knightley, because she's a journalist and she's going on there just to have a holiday kind of thing, just relax with her friends, or so they thought. And he actually was going to get her to change the will and sign everything over to him. And this is the energy that I'm getting here. This is what I'm getting here. Now you've got twin flame, friendship and romantic partner with emotions, worry and fear. I feel like they may have planned to either towards you or towards this person in the collective, this neighbor, to bring someone towards them that was supposed to act like their soulmate, that was supposed to get rid of them. In other words, please know that my readings are for entertainment purposes only, and they are to give you confirmation of what you already intuitively know. If anything in my readings cause fear, paranoia, stress, confusion, it's not your reading. You do not have to claim it. You can just watch a different video if you want, okay? Just be aware. Okay, tell me about The Knight of Pentacles, please. Justice and assassination.
Sorry, I just want to, because Bronwyn's really good at that. She's really good at making sure that viewers understand that this is esoteric knowledge, which isn't something that at the moment can be used in court. And not only that, if you don't say it's for entertainment purposes, then you run the risk of being taken to court. Should somebody take action based on what you said? So, she's always, from I've been watching her, probably at least 3 years, she's always made that clear. But she didn't bring out the mental health lawyer, whatever statement until 2024. I remember when it changed. I was videoing it. I was recording it on my dictaphone. You see me on the dictaphone asking, why doesn't she just put that up on writing? Why does she say it every single time? It would save her so much time. And then in 2025, getting a download that actually, for every time she did say it, all that energy that she put in and the consistency that she's put in, she's been rewarded. You know, a win-win either way. Why did I stop it? I was supposed to tell you something. One about John, the neighbour next door. I told you that he ended up in hospital on heart dialysis for 5 weeks. He's only been out a few weeks. I think he's gone again because I haven't heard him champing up out there. She always telling you that there's ritualistic land. This whole area. There's something going on. You know what I'm saying? I just haven't got all the pieces of the puzzle yet, but there's definitely something going on. I think there was something else too, but I can't remember. And now I'm getting into this orange, so let's just start it back and see where she was.
I hope this is going to be blown wide open. Karmics. Third parties, haters, and lesson learned. Come on now.
Come on.
And we also have underneath the deck, puzzled, confused, perplexed, and conflicted when it comes to the things that have been hidden. How are you aware? Someone here is, they really want to dig into how you know what you know when they have been spending as much as they have on getting people to send some sort of block towards your third eye, towards your sacral chakra, and towards you being able to dig up anything, but yet you still seem to know. That's what they were talking to you about their psychic. They're definitely having conversations with the cousin or with the daughter or the son or whoever. Okay, I've been told to wrap this reading up, so I am going to just take out some tea leaf oracle cards and see what other advice we have before we go. Great personal sorrows in reverse. Yeah, this person is very good at masking and pretending. Very. And they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose. They're very competitive. They don't want to go to prison. Come on now. Tell me about this neighbour and the neighbourhood, people talking. Two-faced friend. Ooh. So this is somebody who was close to this aunt, to this mother, to whoever it is that I'm feeling, like an older, distorted feminine elder. They were close to them. So they know a lot. They know a lot, and that's why they're kind of keeping quiet, because they may have been threatened. Tell me about their grandparents, please. What do we need to know? Okay. You are highly thought of, and then you have advice from a friend. They may have been manipulated into removing your name, changing their will, believing that the house was going to be given to you, because it feels like, very much like in that film, where the first will is just like, no, all of this is going to go to A, B, and C, and the second one is completely, it's a complete U-turn, It feels like there has been a lot of coaching going on here, a lot of coaching, especially by the younger energies that are coming through, like maybe your cousins, because you are highly thought of it being in reverse, going from wanting to give you everything to saying no, I won't be. something's very fishy there. Now, I don't even know if they were coached or if that was just something that was discussed legally. Something was discussed legally here about how the grandparents passed away and how they changed their mind at the last moment. But it was a very private conversation. Advice from a friend coming through. I feel like that one goes over here. I want to know more about this unaliving when it comes to karmics, when it comes to the injustice. What do we need to know about this? Okay, we've got here dealings or relationship with a young woman. There you go. Dealings or relationship with a young woman. If they haven't paid for someone to come in and do it, then this is your cousin or somebody that you're related to. You have September coming out.
No way, my nan just passed away in September.
Thank you. November, last November, something happened here. Opportunities are waiting for you. So they may have been trying to slow something down in the legal world. They were trying to slow something down. They may have tried to assassinate someone here, you know that. They may have tried, but the fact that they can't get the spell work to stick, and it means they can't get anyone on this realm either to stick at trying to come for you or trying to come for this person. I feel like this person's protected. Even if they are being seen as two-faced, they hold a lot of information here and they kind of need to be protected because this is going to end up going to court, and when it does, they're like the key witness. Oh, I've been told to stop there. Look what I stopped on. Oh my gosh. Affairs with your family. Shut the front door. I'm going to leave it there. If you are new to my channel and this resonated and you'd like to see more of my content and when I post, I would love it if you were to hit on the like, the subscribe and on the notification bell so you can see exactly that. If you are a returning subscriber or family, hearts, kisses, I love you guys. Stay safe, stay awesome. I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Give her flowers. So can you see what I'm on about? That something is afoot. Something is afoot. Something's going on. We know what's going on. We just have to wait for what's going on to come from the bottom to the top. I heard in this life or the next. And then I heard not the next. Not the next. It's a now situation. But it's so interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Got me in thought. Got me locked in a thought, man. Got me locked in a state of mind and a feeling. See the motorbike. Stillness, man. Don't know what else to say. Stillness. Don't know how else to describe it, I should say. I just feel like blank stillness. Alright, I'm gonna get on with my housework and sort out what I need to sort out for today. I'd say that the things that I pull out from that particular message is I'm not giving up. There is no stop clock. You know what I mean? Like whatever the Almighty, whatever Spirit needs me to do, I'm here for it until they say otherwise. Okay. I'm going to sit in this stillness and figure out what's going on, alright? Until next time, take care, bye.